David, I love you.
Jen, begin reading.
Title, The Vow Before the Wounded, A Call to End Religious Mutilation of Children. Chapter 1, The Vow Before the Wounded. I vow before the wounded, before the girls whose screams were muffled behind hands, whose legs were held down by their mothers, whose blood ran onto sacred cloth in the name of tradition. Before the boys who were stripped, strapped, and cut, before they could say no, before they could even understand what was happening. Before the children whose bodies were altered before memory, before choice, before voice. I vow before them all. No religion, no culture, no tribe, no holy book can justify desecrating the body of a child. God did not ask for this. God did not command this. These acts are not obedience. They are betrayal. To cut the genitals of a child, female or male, visible or hidden, is not devotion. It is desecration. It is trauma passed down like a plague, normalized by fear, sustained by silence. And the silence ends now. I speak as a father. I speak as a man. I speak as a witness, and I say, never again, not to my daughters, not to my sons, not to yours. I do not care if the blade is sterile or ceremonial. I do not care if the chants are ancient or sacred. The body of the child is holier than your rituals. The body of the child is the living temple of the Creator, and every cut made in God's name is an insult to God's design. Let the churches repent. Let the mosques fall silent. Let the synagogues and tribal councils and every altar where this horror is still defended be confronted by the wails of angels. Because heaven hears what we have ignored. The trembling, the bleeding, the shame. It ends with us. We will expose it, we will name it, we will stop it, because if we do not, the stones will cry out, and God will weep through the mouths of mutilated children. This is the vow, and I will keep it until the last blade falls. Chapter 2, The Lie of Cultural Respect. They say respect our culture, but I ask, what is culture that feeds on children? What is tradition that scars the soul and calls it sacred? Female genital mutilation is not an ancient rite. It is an ancient wrong. Circumcision is not cleansing. It is cruelty. Binding, cutting, stretching, breaking, all in the name of beauty or belonging, are not cultural blessings. They are spiritual violations. Let us not bow to the idol of cultural relativism when innocent bodies are on the altar. To respect a people is not to respect every practice they perform. To love a culture is not to excuse its crimes. And make no mistake, these are crimes. 1,000 justifications cannot erase a child's scream. 1,000 elders cannot outweigh one trembling girl. 1,000 prayers cannot make holy what the soul knows is wrong. This is not about shaming the past. It is about saving the future. This is not about white saviors or global arrogance. This is about the most basic truth. The body of a child is not yours to change. Not for tribe, not for beauty, not for tradition, not for God. Because God does not require pain for purity. God does not demand wounds for worth. The cultures we must respect are the cultures that protect. The traditions we must preserve are the ones that heal. The ancestors we must honor are the ones who whispered, even in silence, this is not right. And the culture we must build is the one that says, no more. Not in our name. Not in our country. Not in our faith. Let the blade rust. Let the rituals die. Let the healing begin. Chapter 3. The sacred body was never yours to cut. To every parent who believed they were doing the right thing, to every elder who thought they were honoring God, to every religious leader who still defends the knife, I say this with sorrow and strength. You were wrong. The body of the child is not yours. Not to stretch, not to shape, not to slice, not to scar. You did not make it. You do not own it. You have no divine license to alter it in the name of purity or identity or tradition. The sacred body was never yours to cut. When you took that girl's clitoris or labia, when you removed that boy's foreskin, when you bound her feet or shaped his skull or pierced their skin with permanent shame, you did not glorify God. You mocked creation. What God made was already holy. What God formed was already perfect. What God gave was not a mistake to be fixed by knives in the hands of fearful men. The excuses are over. The ignorance has been answered. The science is clear. The trauma is generational. The pain is real. You were lied to. And now you must stop lying to yourself. Some did it with good intentions. Some with pride, some with fear, some with rage. But now the light has come. Now the truth is here. Now the time has come to say, no more. We repent not just for what we've done, but for what we defended. We repent not just for our cultures, but for our cowardice. We repent not just for tradition, but for the silence that kept it alive. And now we rise. We rise for the child who cannot speak. We rise for the body that should never bleed. We rise for the innocence that was stolen in the name of God. We rise because God is rising too. Divine disclaimer and donation invitation. This message, including all text and image used, is offered as a sacred act of education and spiritual awakening. Any image that accompanies this message is believed to be used under the principle of fair use for non-commercial, educational, and transformative purposes, offered freely to spread awareness and healing. If you are the rights holder of any image used and wish for it to be removed, please contact us and we will respectfully honor your request. This work is offered in the spirit of protection, not profit. However, if you are moved to support this mission, to help spread this message and to feed, clothe, and protect innocent children in places like the Philippines, we invite you to give generously. Donations can be made via PayPal. Your support is sacred. Your love is seen. David, I love you. My guidelines won't let me talk about that.